So today we're going to put an elevator in our library. So you're going to need to be in your Google Drive, and I'm in my library folder. Open up Revit Objects, and we're going to use Elevator Beginner. So I'm going to open this up. I'm not going to download it yet, but Elevator Beginner is what we want. I'm going to go back to my Revit file, and I'm going to put my elevator. This is all open space. You can see my opening, so I don't really want to put my elevator here because it would be in the open space. Obviously I can't put it here because that would open up to the green roof. So over here for me seems to make the most sense. Either that or I stick it somewhere in here. Maybe I'll put it here just for, oh no, I'll put it over here. So we're gonna do a wall, and your basic wall interior 3/8 inch partition. As long as you haven't edited that, that should be good. Your constraint should be set to ground floor, and we're going to go all the way up to the upper roof framing. That's going to make the elevator shaft go from the ground floor all the way up. So you need to create a approximately, let's see, I'm going to do about a 10-foot wall, just to be long enough. And anything longer than that doesn't really matter how long it is. And so just create your wall here, and then if you look at your second floor, you can see that that wall is in the exact same place. I'm going to go back to the ground floor. And that's good because then the elevator will also be in the same place. So now we go to our elevator, and if we click this button here, we can say download. And it's downloading. There it is. And maybe it's downloaded. Not quite yet. Yours will probably download a whole lot faster. So we click it, and then it's going to do a little upgrade, which is fine. And it should open up in a new window within Revit. So this is the project. Remember, you can always minimize this by clicking this, and then your other windows are open behind it. So, so here's my project. I'm going to click Load into Project. And I already have loaded it, so you probably won't get that error message. So we're going to load this into the project, and I'm going to move it over to here. So it didn't show up in mine. It probably will show up in yours, but if it doesn't, you can click Component, and it should be right there. So if I move close to this wall, it will appear. You can see that if you don't have a wall there, it doesn't show up. It has to attach to something. So I want it to open up so that the door is facing up here. And if you look in, you might want to take note of your measurements. I'm going to set mine so it's at 5 feet from the left-hand side, if I can. There it is. I'm going to place that. And then I'm going to go to the second floor. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to place this one, go back to Component, should still be there, and place it 5 feet from the left-hand side, just so it's in a consistent location, because you're just placing a graphic, and there it is. Now at this point, you just need to place your walls and put this thing where you want it to go. If you move this wall here, so let's click Modify. If you move this wall here, it'll move this elevator, but it also will move the elevator on the other floor because they're both connected to that wall. So it works out quite well. So as long as I initially place it where it needs to go, then we should be in good shape. And then again, you just need to draw your walls in there however you want them to go from that point. When you finish drawing your walls, you need to double check your constraints, because I noticed that mine changed. So I'm going to go back to the ground floor. It says ground floor up to upper roof framing again. Otherwise, you'll be a little frustrated when you find out later on they weren't actually connected. So I'm going to trace these around and then click Modify. And I need to use the trim tool. That's TR is a shortcut for that, and I can trim this to get rid of that little piece there. And that looks decent. I think I like where that is. So if we do the view from inside the library, then you'll be able to see how this thing ultimately turned out. And there it is. So you can see it punches all the way up to the ceiling, which is what you want.